great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 505 of the Immigration Answer Show. How is everybody doing? Did you all have a nice Christmas? I hope that you did. I hope you had the merriest of Christmases for those of you who celebrate. This is episode number 505 of the Immigration Answer Show. I'm wearing my new hoodie that I got from my friends Rocio and Lewis. Very nice of them to help me celebrate 500 episodes of the Immigration Answers Show. We did that show a few weeks ago. How is everybody doing? Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what's new. Rocio's here. Michael's in New Mexico. Oh, must be on vacation from Salt Lake. Raphael's in Tampa. Chris and Altino are also in Tampa. How about that? Hope is in Florida. We got a big Florida contingent today. Rocio's here doing groceries. Nice. Yusuf is here. Good to see everybody. What is new, everybody? What's going on? Oh, she's at the store, so I have to watch my language. I hope you have headsets on, Rocio. I hope you have headsets on. San Diego in the house. Murad, New York City. I put a link to the waiting room. This will be our only show this week. Our next show will be next Tuesday, the 2nd of January. At 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Devendra says nothing much. Did you guys do anything fun? Are you doing something fun? Rocio needs to get some headsets. Tuscaloosa, Sam is waiting for his interview on 1/4. I will be in Tuscaloosa in a couple weeks with the Norinator for a softball tryout. Murad is in frigid South Dakota. Murad, how cold is it in South Dakota? My buddy, my best friend Brent in Minnesota tells me that the Lake Minnetonka is not frozen, and his son actually jumped into the lake for 3 seconds on Christmas Day. I would do that if I were there. That would be fun. Devendra is making some good food. Rich went to church. That was good. Very nice. Very nice. I always liked church on Christmas. There's always good things to think about on Christmas. All right, let me post in the comments again the link to come on. I am going to try to take some people who haven't been on before first. So Clement will be our first caller today. Hello, Clement. You're on mute, buddy.
Hello, can you hear me?
How are you? Yeah,
I'm good. How are you?
great, thanks.
Hi. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. First of all.
Thank you. Yep, for sure.
Okay, so I just started my mom basically just came here about a month ago, and I just started the process for my two little brothers. They are 17 right now, about to turn 18 in probably about like 2-3 weeks or so. So I know, like, I've been reading around, like, it's the process right now is taking over like 3-4 years or something. So I wanted to see, like, is there anything to do, like maybe to like make the process faster, or like what would it be?
Has your mom filed yet for them?
Yes, I just did like 2 days ago.
So now you're just waiting and hoping what you actually want is for USCIS to go slowly in approving the case. You don't want them to approve it quickly, and the reason is you don't want your brothers to age out. So the longer USCIS takes the case, their dates become frozen. But once USCIS approves it, then the clock starts ticking again. So we actually want USCIS. So their visa is probably not going to become available for 3 or 4 years. We want USCIS to take 2 or 3 years to approve it, and then have more of the delay happen with National Visa Center and the embassy. They should be okay, but there's nothing you can do to make it go faster. There's just a bunch of people in line ahead of your brothers.
I see. So, for example, because like I said, they're about to turn 18 right now. As long as they are approved by USCIS before 21, they should be fine.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that, but basically, yes. The here's how I think it's going to go. USCIS will probably take 2 or 3 years to decide their
Mhm.
case. Then they'll take about a year and a half. What embassy will they have their interview at?
So embassy is going to be in Tirana, Albania. It's in Europe.
Yeah, so that's not a particularly busy embassy. So I think they'll be fine, but it'll probably be 3 years from now, 3.5, 4 years from now, unless things start moving faster. But probably about 4 years, and they should they should be legally under 21 at the
Yeah.
time the visa becomes available. So I think you're fine.
Oh, okay. And the other thing, for example, let's say, because they're gonna have a visitor visa, just like what's it called, the regular B1 B2 visa.
Hmm.
Just I'm gonna try to bring them here just for a visit for like a month or two or something, because they're about to finish high school. And I was thinking maybe if it's possible, probably if I can start for them school, if they get the visa, first of all, maybe if I can start school for them here or something, would it be fine? Like, or how does the
No, that's
process
all a
work?
bad idea. You shouldn't apply for a visit visa for them. It's probably going to be denied.
Uh-huh.
Once their mother filed the I-130 petition for them, they've demonstrated immigrant intent. They said we want to live in the United States. Now,
Mm-hmm.
and once USCIS figures out that you're here, that mom's here, they're most likely not going to give them a visit visa. You can try it, but sure as hell don't say anything about going to school. The visit visa, they shouldn't come on a visit visa and then stay. They can't stay and adjust like your mom could. They have to
Mm-hmm.
be in status all the time. So that's a bad idea.
Oh, I see. So even let's say even if they get the visa, at least just because for now they just want to come here just as a like just a visitor. Like even if they come here, they're not gonna overstay the visa or anything. So if they
But
come,
then why are you talking about enrolling them in school?
so let's say after they finish high school, maybe if they can start school here after they finish school. Because for
You mean
now,
like on a student visa?
yeah, on a student visa.
Yeah, same thing. I don't think you can try it, but I don't think they'll give it to them. And the most important thing is that you always make sure to tell them that mom filed an I-130 petition for them, because if they
Yeah,
get
of course.
if they get a visit visa or a student visa and USCIS or the State Department says they didn't disclose that mom filed the I-130 for them, then everything gets screwed up.
Oh, okay. Because, for example, what if you tell them, for example, because they're about to finish high school, and the thing is, even if they start school back home, back in Albania, their school isn't going to be worth anything. So instead of losing 3 or 4 years with no
They,
school there,
that has nothing to do with whether or not the U.S. government will let them in. They don't give a shit about that.
they don't care about that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll just hopefully they get the student visa at least. They can visit maybe after every like couple months or something. But
Well,
would it be fine for, sorry.
if they get it, I'd be interested. Let me know if they get it. I don't think that they will, but let me know if they do.
Because I've heard like some people say, for example, maybe they were married, they had a petition, and they said like I applied for a visa and they got it. Like people in some like sites and stuff, they're saying like even though we had like a petition going on, like a I-130 going on, they
Mhm.
still got the like the uh, B1
Non-immigrant.
B2 visa.
Yeah.
But
No,
a lot of people say
I
no.
don't,
So
I don't have a problem with trying as long as you're always honest about the I-130, because
yeah.
that's the big prize.
No, of course, I'm gonna. And one more question, because my sister, she's over 21, and she got the visa about a year ago. But at that time, my mother wasn't here, so she said like when you apply, when you say on the visa you don't have anybody in America, because the thing is, she had said I don't have anyone in America, thinking like only because it says like immediate relative, and thinking immediate relative, she thought it's either a parent or like husband or children. So she had said no on the visa application. So basically, my mom wasn't here at that time, but now my mom is here. Let's say if she tries to come back here, would it be a problem?
I'm not worried about her not listing mom. I'm worried about her not listing you. Why didn't she list you?
Because it says there, do you have any immediate relative in there? Immediate relative without it means like either parent or husband, like spouse or children.
Okay.
So
I mean that's an argument, but I think a lot of people think immediate relative equals brothers too. So you got to think that through. I think that might be
because
a
for
problem.
example, on immigration, for example, when you do immigration papers, it says there immediate relative is only,
Right.
for
I
example, your
know. I
parents
know.
or yeah.
Yeah, I
So
know. So
but
what's the question?
I mean, she was here a year ago. She stayed here. No one said anything to her. They didn't ask her anything or no problem. But I'm saying like this time now, since my mom's here, I don't know if it would be a problem or anything. I mean,
Is
I
she
don't.
applying for a new visa, you mean?
No, she already has the visa for 10 years. She doesn't need to apply for a new one. But
Yeah. So the fact that your mom moved here after she got the visa, that's not, she doesn't have to tell them unless somebody asks.
oh yeah, okay. Because I was thinking, like I said, the only thing that was like kind of like scared in a way, I was like, because we didn't know if I should put my name or not. Because I mean, I have cousins here as well, so I thought like we shouldn't put everyone you have here. Like
Well,
you
I don't
should
think,
have
I think
cousins.
there's a difference between you and cousins. So I think you should have been listed.
Oh, okay. Because because when you see immediate relative, that
I
means I
know,
was
Clement.
thinking,
Clement, I'm
yeah,
gonna go, man. I'm gonna go. I know.
okay,
I know what an immediate
all right.
relative is. See ya. All right, all right. Let's go over to Omar. Hello, Omar.
Hi, Jim. How's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for doing this. I've been following you for a while now.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
So I know that you like to have a timeline. So
Yeah.
I met my ex-wife. She is a U.S. citizen. She has a dual citizenship. She's a Syrian, also American, and
Okay.
we met in 2016. Then we got married in January 2017. We went to the embassy in Jordan for the interview in June 2018. And
Okay.
then because of the travel ban and Muslims,
Mhm.
at the time, we went to administrative processing.
Mhm.
And we stayed on administrative processing until January 2020.
Okay.
Then I got a phone call from the embassy to come for another interview. So I went back to Jordan and I got my visa. At the time, we were married for more than 2 years. So we started with CR1, but I ended up with IR1. After that, I was admitted to the United States in March 2020.
Okay.
Then we got separated in the same year in October 2020.
You got you got a green card?
Yes.
10
I
years?
received my green card, 10 years green card,
Okay.
after 1 month after I arrived.
So when did you arrive?
March 2020.
And when did you get separated?
October 2020.
Why so fast?
There was many differences. And we had also many differences back home. So it did not work out well, unfortunately.
Okay.
But it was hard time at the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then what happened?
And so after a month, I tried through friends, relatives to work things out or something, but I did not. So I went also to an immigration lawyer, just like to ask about my situation. And he told me, if you want to get divorced, you should finalize this as soon as possible. So that's what I did. I filed for divorce. She tried to, just to give you this about the case, she tried to file for annulment during the divorce process. She was not able to win her case because we've been married at the time for 3 years. So, and we've been living together back home for all that time. Unless she came to visit her brother here at the United States during the time. But
Sure.
other than that, we lived together there. So after that, the divorce was finalized in, let's see, in April 2020. Because of COVID.
April 2021, you mean?
April, let's see, no, April 2020. After a year and almost 4 or 5 months.
I thought you didn't arrive until February of 2020.
So I arrived in March 2020. The divorce was filed in November 2020.
And when was it finalized?
finalized in April 2022. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I knew there was something missing there. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
in 2022, because because of the backlog and COVID, and
Mhm.
they kept like delaying things. Then the divorce was finalized. She did not win her case with the annulment.
Yeah.
That what happened. And now I'm thinking about applying for citizenship next year. I mean, not next year, but I will be eligible in March 2025. And I was thinking, do I need to approve the marriage again?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially, we haven't gotten to the $1 million question, which is red light, yellow light, or green light. The green light is
She's red.
She's red. Has she sent letters to USCIS that you know of, or do you think she did?
I believe so. In my heart, I believe so. I'm not
Okay.
sure though. But she was very aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a problem. The marriage was long, but the shared life together in the United States wasn't long, and the shared life together in the United States after receipt of the green card wasn't very long. So I would do a Freedom of Information Act request for your file, see if you can find anything out in there. There might be clues as to whether or not she wrote a letter dumping on you.
There's something I need to tell you.
Okay, sure.
And after 1 year after the divorce was filed, and we had during this 1 year just one hearing, and that was in August 2021. About 2 months after that, after the hearing in October 2021, two FBI agents showed up on my doorstep, and they came, and I was, to be honest, this is the first time ever I've been involved with
Sure.
police or law enforcement, not just here, even back home. So I was a little bit, afraid.
As we all would be, yes.
Yeah. So they came, they showed their badges. I was not sure if they are actually FBI, but anyway. So I invited them into my home, and they started, ask all the generic question for someone called Omar from a Muslim country or Muslim majority country. And I answered them, honestly, and I was honest with them. I did not. I don't know. I said whatever they wanted to know. I answered whatever they wanted to know, basically. At the time,
Did they say why they were there?
they did not. They just said that they just want, like, this is very, usual procedure.
Yeah, that's what they always say. That's BS. That's what they always say. This is the
Yeah.
usual. I mean, they're not the Mormons. They don't knock door to door and say hi to everybody.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
So I feel that's I have a strong feeling that also related to my ex-wife. I'm not sure why, but I have that kind of gut feeling. Also, like, during the interview with them, or during the investigation, maybe with them, they asked me. They did not ask me about my wife at all. They did not ask me how I came. Obviously, they knew all that information, which is normal at this case, in my opinion. So I told them, I mentioned that I was married, and I mentioned, like, I'm going now through divorce at the time, and even I showed them a little bit about some photos and videos from our marriage party at the time. One of the agents, one is male and the other female. One of the agents looked at me and looked at her colleague, and she said, "This is not fake." That's I remember this very, very, very good. After that, by the end of the interview, they said, "Okay, we might, like, follow up with you. Maybe we go to Starbucks or something, have some coffee. Is there a problem with you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Whenever you want, just, like, let me know." And they did not call back, and they did not follow up with me since then. So
Okay. Well,
that
yeah, thanks for telling me that. So they were probably going to start asking you to like spy for them or something, I would imagine, is what, they're like, oh, we could probably help you out with your citizenship. Maybe you're married. I mean, I think you're probably right. I think it probably came from something your ex-wife told them. I think she was probably mad you were fighting her on the annulment, and the divorce was ongoing. So I've had these conversations with FBI agents, and when they sort of realize there's not much here, they just sort of move on. And sometimes they transition, especially with newly arrived immigrants. They like to befriend them so that they can turn them into a source to see if they can get them to spy on people. But it sounds like they're planning on leaving you alone. So I think that I'm glad you told me that, because I think that will also probably come up during your citizenship stuff. So when you get ready to file, you should probably have an attorney, and I would get your file ahead of time, and I would think long and hard about how can I prove up that marriage, because that marriage is going to be the whole case. Your naturalization stuff, I mean, I assume you're working. You said you haven't been arrested and all that stuff. So the whole shooting match is going to be whether or not you got your green card for legitimate reasons. And if she dumped on you, then you're going to have to sort of meet a higher standard.
Yeah. So they asked me also, just I want to mention this. They asked me about my position, and I have an academic position.
Mhm.
I work in the healthcare industry,
Mhm.
and I have nothing to hide. So, um, yeah, I feel like also like during this like those years back in Syria, and even during the 10 months here. We lived together. We had joint accounts together. We had all bills like under both names.
Mhm.
We had a trip to Cancun actually just before the divorce.
Mhm.
We went there for 5 days with a group of people, and
That's good.
yeah, and also like we have the marriage party back home. It was like for almost 200 people, and it's all streamed and.
Yeah, that's
Um,
all good. But if she's dumping on you and saying he just married me to get a green card, that cuts it all down. So it's good. You've got to prove up your case. Like I said, it's going to be the number one issue. And now listen, if they do call up and say, hey, let's go to Starbucks, say, yeah, I'll be happy to go to Starbucks, but I'll be happy to talk to you, but I want to have Jim on the phone with me. Right. So then you call me and you say, hey, I need to talk to Jim because the FBI came back to see me. So I do those calls often. I do, and a lot of times once you say, I would say more than 50% of the time when someone in your situation gets a call like that from the FBI, and it just happened to me a month ago, I call up and say, hey, Omar says you want to talk to him. What's this all about? And they say, oh, we're just, finishing up some paperwork. It's probably not a big deal. We probably don't need to talk to him. So 50% of the time they just cancel it once they know there's a lawyer involved. So I offer that as a friendly service to you if that happens, and to everybody. If the FBI comes calling, either call me or call a lawyer in your town, and don't talk to the FBI by yourself, even if, as you said, Omar, and I believe you, I don't have anything to hide. That's probably the better reason why to have a lawyer there, right?
Okay. Yeah. One last question. So when you said when I apply for my citizenship, I need to approve the marriage again. Do I need like to submit everything I have?
Yeah. Yeah, because you've never done a 751 because you got a 10-year green card. So I would treat it like now the question is, would I submit all that stuff or would I just bring it to the interview? I think I would submit it. I think on this particular case, I would treat it as a 751 because, like I said, I think it's the most important issue in the case, and I would demonstrate that the marriage was real,
She was pregnant, by the way, twice.
Yeah. Do you have records of that?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a situation probably where the U.S. citizen dumped on a good guy who should get his citizenship. I think you will get your citizenship, but if the FBI's come to visit, that always makes things a little more complicated because, like I always say, if they have their fingerprints on your file, that sort of freaks out USCIS. Oh shit, the FBI's on this guy. We better make sure. I better talk to my supervisor and all that stuff. But I think at the end of the day, you should be able to get your citizenship.
Okay. So thank you so much. I have a different question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
For
Well,
a
actually,
relative.
Omar, there's a lot of people, man. You can email me if you want, but
Okay.
we spent a lot of good time together. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Jim.
buddy. All right. See you, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. That was a good call from Omar. Devendra has That's some interesting perspective. Don't be no FBI snitch. They use some Afghan to help them out, and they promise to help them get a green card, but after they leave. This is true. Devendra speaks the truth. Hey, look who's here. Tamitape is here. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, dear sir.
I'm great. How are you doing? I like your scarf.
Good to see you. To show up.
Are you staying warm?
Glad when I saw the notification. I said, "Oh my God!"
You see my new sweatshirt?
Yeah.
For
Oh,
my 500 episodes. How about that?
where they selling it?
Oh, Rocio and Lewis sent it to me for the 500th episode.
Oh, it's not something that you guys selling.
No, we need to sell more stuff, or have stuff. But how you doing? What are you up to?
I'm fine. I have a kind of question fast. There's something that you normally tell people when you have a complicate in their immigration issue. You told them to file for one form. I don't remember that they can receive all their information. What?
Yeah. I'll put it in the comments. I just told someone about this a little while ago. So it's called a G639.
G639.
G639 is the FOIA. It's called a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. FOIA. And when you just put in you can file it online. It's free. And you just say, I want all immigration paperwork, and they'll send it to you.
Is it possible is it lawyer that can file it for somebody or individual that can do it?
Oh, we usually don't do it for people. We usually tell people we'll do it. Sometimes we'll do it as a side project when someone hires us. You don't really need a lawyer for it. It's just to get. They'll send you your whole copy of your file on a CD, and they'll redact part of it. So you won't be able to see everything, but you'll be able to see most of it.
Oh, but the one you doing 10 years ago in Africa, or only the one you did here?
Well, so that's just USCIS. If you want to do a State Department FOIA, you can do a FOIA for the State Department. I don't know the name of that form. I think it's just a formal request. And you can also do it for the Immigration Court. You can also do it for CBP. You can do FOIAs for all of them. So, like sometimes if people had an old DS-160 on the visit visa back home that we're worried about, we can ask for them. They don't always have great records, and they're not always as thorough as USCIS, but it is something you can do.
Okay, for this one we show the asylum. If somebody have asylum too.
Asylum they should be able to get from USCIS through that, yeah.
Thank you very much. The other question is that you mentioned it many times, but I just wanted to confirm it very well. Is if somebody file the wife is not working well, like sponsorship, the sponsorship going to be the husband. Like now the wife is citizen, but the husband is going to be from the husband or from the citizen, the one
it's always the citizen. If the husband could be a millionaire or a trillionaire or a billionaire, it doesn't matter. It all matters about the U.S. citizen. So you don't consider the income of the beneficiary. You only consider the income of the U.S. citizen.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when they wanted to get a sponsor.
A co-sponsor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a different person. It can't be the beneficiary.
It can't be from the beneficiary.
The beneficiary can't be the co-sponsor.
I told him. So that's my question. Thank you so much.
Buddy. See you, man. Stay warm. Later. That's our old buddy. All right. Hadil's been waiting. Hello, Hadil.
Hey, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Yeah, this is Hadil's mom. So if it is okay, I can talk to you about my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. My daughter, she born in U.S. and she has a dual citizenship from Iraq. Okay, as a second country. And normally we visit Iraq every summer because I'm originally from Iraq. And when she got about 18 years old, she got married in June 2021. And her case from Iraqi guy, and then her case get completed by NBC in November 2022.
Okay.
And then just after the case turning from CR1 to IR1, well, in a little bit like situation wasn't that much, good between her and her husband. And they don't kind of have enough shared life together. Wasn't because she was a student, just see him in summer. And then the second year after marriage, when she saw him in June 2022, there is a lot of things like they start to argue about, and he kind of felt he's kind of lying on her. He's not the right person to her, and he doesn't like start to communicate well with her, doesn't even care about her. You know, she felt this is not the right person that I need to continue my life with.
Okay.
And then I explained to him, like, can you change this? Can you change this? Can you make things work out together? He doesn't take any advice, and she tried with him several times. And then beginning of 2023, in the January 2023, they start like basically separated. And once she finished classes in June 2023, she basically came to Iraq and filed the divorce, and they got divorced in June. In that time, was she emotionally broken, and it's tough for her, and I'm proud for her. She finishes her classes and she's doing very good with the school as a tough woman, young woman, and experienced that situation. But in the meantime, we had an old friend from my parents' side family, and she met that guy, and he's older than her about 6 years. And she just met him before we travel back to US in July 2023. And then they start talking to each other, and then he start to support her like emotionally and financially. There is a lot good similarities between her personality and his personality. And as a family, we know his parent, and they know us for a long time. They end up loving each other, and she feel like, I'm really ready to see him. I want to see him. I don't want to wait until summer, until I finish classes. I need to go in Christmas to see him, And then we are all traveled. Right now, I'm calling you from Iraq. We all traveled.
Wait, just real quick.
Mm.
What happened to the old case? Is the old case still pending?
No, the old case, basically, she send an email, a written withdrawal to the NVC, and she told them, I want to withdraw the case after I think in August. She sent that email to the NVC and attached the final divorce document with that through in the NVC public inquiry. And the right away.
Did they respond? Did they respond?
They right away, they said, we returned the case to USCIS.
Okay. Have you heard anything from USCIS?
No, and she keep calling them every other week, every month, since August until now.
Okay, just real quick, Hadil's mom, real quick. I would send a copy of the approval notice to the address on the approval notice with the divorce decree, and notify USCIS formally as well that you want to withdraw. She wants to withdraw the I-130 or to have it revoked.
She did. She did send it to California Center. Yes, she did that.
Okay.
But she haven't heard like the formal withdrawal. She hasn't heard.
Okay.
Yeah. And now, since she's in Iraq, and then she's been here for about a month, and she met the guy. She went with him. She saw him several times, and she did engagement basically, and she feels she's ready to do the marriage with him. Is it okay 7 months from the date of the divorce? And now, like, if she come back and refile again in, let's say, February or January of 2024, is it fine that 7 months for the CIA to submit the second application? Or you prefer until summer, she wait a little bit longer, like just do the engagement now, and then the marriage is going to be in summer, and then what do you think? I feel she feel like this is the right person, that he helped me, and then he's honest with me. And since we know him is not just like a person she saw like randomly.
What's the date? What's the official date of the divorce?
June June 20, I think 2023.
Okay. And then when was the very first time she ever met this person that's 6 years older than her?
In July in the same year, because he's an old friend for the family, so he
But
comes back.
the first time she ever met him was in July of 2023.
Yeah. She
Right,
met
and
him
then
as a friend, you know, they just start talking as a friend. And then when
when
she
she
came back,
hold on. Let me ask some questions, okay? Because I need to get the exact timeline.
okay.
When she met him in July of 2023,
Mm.
how long was she in Iraq after the day that she met him on that trip?
Oh, after she met him like 3 days before she leaves Iraq, because he just come visit with his family. Yeah.
So if I wanted to say the most amount of time that they spent with each other, if they spent every waking hour on that trip, was 3 days.
Yeah.
And then and now she hasn't been back now until this trip you're on right now, right?
Yeah, she's back right now for a
So
month.
when did you guys go back?
January 6th. And
No, when did you come back to Iraq?
December 6th
December
of
6th.
this year, and
Okay.
leaving January 6th. Yeah.
And what's her proposal? She wants to get married on this trip or engaged on this trip and do a fiance, or what?
She already engaged right now after because since July until December she been talking to him through, WhatsApp and calling each other. So she been talking to him, and then
Right.
and then now she already did engagement.
Right, but is she going to get married? Is she going to get married before January 6th or some other time?
That's what she wanna take advice from you. She's ready if you want to get married and come back to file I-130.
I think that's crazy.
Oh, okay. Then it's that's what I was thinking too. Give it some more time until summer, and then get married in summer. Is that good?
On the back end of another trip. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On the second trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, because I mean, one, we want to let the dust settle on the divorce, and she got pretty darn far on the ex-husband's case, right? So we don't want them to think she's just this person that's trying to marry men from Iraq to bring to America. We want them to think that, like, I would definitely document all the time they talk to each other or chat or whatever between, January 6th, 2024 and whenever you go back in the summer. And then, I mean, they understand somewhat about how, like in Iraq or other Muslim countries, a lot of times the people don't know each other all that long before they get married. So that's okay. But I think I would not do a fiance case, and I would not get married on this trip. If she could wait until the summer, I think that's going to help her case a lot.
It's going to help the case a lot. Okay. Even though she been separated even before the time of official date of the divorce,
Say that again.
Even though she was separated, they were separated before the official date of the divorce,
Yeah, I mean, but don't forget, and you can remind her for me that technically the I-130, as far as we know, is still on file. So even though she's been trying to get them to close it out, they let's say they close it out today. If she were to get married on January 5th and come back to the States and file for him, then it's like, that we had her on this I-130 there, and so getting them to that's just going to make things complicated, I think. So I think definitely waiting is a good idea.
So waiting until summer, you mean like summer, like June? Is that what you recommend?
Yeah, in fact, if her divorce was in June 2023, if she could get married after June of 2024, I think that would be best.
That will be best, you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. And then is there a way we can get an answer from USCIS? The case online right now is closed, but they never, they shipped it to NBC, and once we inform them, they shipped it back to the USCIS.
Yeah, you probably can't get official word from them. They probably won't send it, but what you could do is she could do the FOIA and see if they've withdrawn, if they've revoked it. So that's free. It's a G639. Just have her fill that out online and ask for the complete I-130 file.
You said G639?
639. Yep.
639. Okay, what's this for? What's this gonna do? What, file it?
It's called the Freedom of Information Act. They'll send her a whole copy of the file on a CD, and then she can see what's in the file.
Oh, okay.
It's not a big deal. She doesn't have to do it. I think, NBC sent it back for revocation. You've made multiple requests for them to revoke it. I think that you've done just about everything you can. So just wait until the summer, get married, and then start from there.
Okay, and it shouldn't be an issue if I wait until that time. If she waits.
Well, no. I wouldn't say it shouldn't be an issue. I don't think anyone can tell you that. I think this is gonna be a tough case.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a hope?
Oh yeah, there's hope. Yeah. It's approvable. It's just slowing things down is good. Filing a strong case is good. You might need our help or somebody else's help. I think you want to sort of hit them with a lot, and you're probably going to need some kind of an explanation as to what happened. I would probably on her case, I would probably submit a long affidavit explaining everything that you just told me.
Mm-hmm.
And everything as to why the marriage didn't work out, like be very detailed, and then just give them a whole chronology, because otherwise they're going to be scratching their head and say, hey, she just said she wanted to bring Abdullah, now she wants to bring Mustafa. What's going on?
Yeah, she been telling me as a mother, she been telling me, Mama, this is just want to come, just so he want to come, is not a person like caring about family. And I was like, really? But those
you got to prove that. You got to prove that up. You got to convince you. It's one thing for her to tell her mom that. It's another thing to convince USCIS that that's what was going on.
Okay.
So definitely approvable, but you need a strong case, and I think waiting is good. Thanks so much for the call.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Have a good day. We're having some long calls today, some good calls. I'm glad we did the show. Oganubi's here. What do you say, Oganubi?
Hi, how you doing, Jim?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm very well. I'm so lucky. It's my first time here.
Hey,
I'm glad that I got called up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I was actually watching your videos yesterday on YouTube. And you actually spoke about exactly what happened to me. So I got a case. I got married. I came to the US in 2019.
Okay.
So initially got into a marriage which was not good. So my wife divorced me 7 months after the wedding.
Wait, let's back up. Where are you from?
I am Nigerian.
And were you ever married in Nigeria?
No.
And what kind of a visa did you have? A visit visa?
Yeah.
Did you fill out the DS-160 yourself, or did you hire someone else to do it?
No, I at that time, to come in here,
Mm-hmm.
I filled it up myself.
So there wasn't anything in there about you being married?
No, nothing.
And what did you tell them was the reason for your visit?
At that time I was in school, so I came here on holiday.
Oh, F1.
Yeah.
Great.
B1, B2 visa.
Oh, B1, B2. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so when did you arrive?
So I arrived, and I arrived finally, didn't go back in September 2019.
Okay, and then what happened after September 2019? You married this person?
So I decided, I met this lady, and I decided to stay. So we could go out.
What was the date of your marriage?
The date of my first marriage at that time was the 7th of August, 2020.
So you were out of status when you married that person?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And then did she file an I-130 for you?
No, she did not. We got divorced in March 2021.
So you're like, this lady's crazy. I'm not doing anything with her.
Yeah, so we got divorced. So I didn't know what to do. So I had waited, and I got advice that, I just got to move on with my life. Hopefully I'll find somebody else. So along the line, I found somebody else. We got talking, and then we decided to get married last year, which was a year and I think about 5 months after I got divorced from the first marriage.
Okay.
So we got married in June 2022 last year.
U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
And
So
you hadn't left since.
no, I had not left. So
and did wife number 2 file for you?
Yeah. So we put in the paperwork in February 2023.
Got
Yeah,
it.
so we had submitted the paperwork, and at that time, we didn't really have a lot of evidences because my wife at that time she wasn't really working, and which was like, so she couldn't really get a lot of stuff in terms of like her credit was bad, and we was really working. I was there to support her to like build up everything so we could at least get stuff together. So in that moment, so we decided to file the I-130 and the I-1485 and the work permit and everything at that time. So which I got a lawyer that filled everything for me. So we filed in February, and
Mhm.
then in August 2023 I got a work authorization,
Okay.
and then 2 weeks later I got a request to provide more evidences, right? So
Of the marriage.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Which we had like we had like 2 months time deadline to do that. I think we had till like the 24th of November to submit that.
Like 60 days. Yeah.
Yeah, so but at that time, so because I just gotten my work permit, so my lawyer advised me to get my ID
Mhm.
so that we could put that on the paperwork as well.
With the right address.
Yeah, so and also at that time, she couldn't. We were struggling to open to get her a bank account because they wouldn't open a bank account for her. Cause so I tried to pay all the debt she was owing, which I did,
Mhm.
but still they didn't open the bank account. So what I did was I went to my bank, I added that on my bank account. So which they added that to my bank account.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I mean, this story is genuine. It's not. It's real. So this is our reality right now. So
Yeah.
I had waited to get 2 months. So the time they gave us, I was like, okay, I've added it to my bank account. I'm gonna get 2 month statement that shows that you've been added to my bank account before we
Yeah.
submit it. So unfortunately for us, I'd spoken to my lawyer, and then I got my ID on the I think the 17th, and the deadline was the 24th of November.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there was Thanksgiving on the 24th of November.
Uh-oh.
So I had spoken to my lawyer. I was like, can you please submit this by Monday? Make sure you send everything in. He was like, that's fine. So we got everything because we live I live with my wife's dad, because at that time I didn't really have a lot of money to get an apartment, and it's in New York. So his dad took us in and be like, you guys can just stay. She has her own room. You guys can just like till you guys like find your feet and all of
But no
that. So,
lease. No lease or anything.
yeah. So but
Did you
we
submit,
were
did you submit an affidavit from dad explaining the living situation?
yes, we
Okay.
did. Yes, we
All
did.
right.
And also we had like the Con Edison bill that shows
Mhm.
the lawyer told me to put that in. So I
Okay.
think on the 2 days ago, last week Friday, I tracked the the stuff on the USCIS portal, and I saw that the I-1485 and I-130 it just says denied.
Mm.
So I could still read like I could read it to you if you want me to.
Well, did the lawyer submit the RFE response?
That's exactly where the problem is, because I haven't been able to reach out to him because it's been on holiday till next
Well,
year.
it's been a
But
month.
yeah, so and I'm thinking, so immediately he told me that he has submitted it. He said he sent it on that Monday. So I asked him, usually if you get an RFE, how long does it take for them to get back to you? It was like I should wait at least 3 months. Let's see, hopefully in 3 months. But
But
I
now you know.
realized that
Yeah.
it took them like less than a month to just say the case was cancelled, and I could read the reason
Okay.
why.
Go ahead.
All right, so it says I'm just gonna read it from okay. So dear Apollo, my name on February 28, you filed Form I-485 application to register permanent residency or adjust status with U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service. Blah 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 blah. After true review of your application and the record of evidence, we must inform you that we are denying your application. So it says to qualify for adjustment under INA 245, an applicant must be inspected and admitted or inspected and paroled into the US, be eligible to receive immigrant visa, be admissible to the United States for permanent residence, have an immigrant visa immediately available if it's time.
Yeah, so they're saying that because the I-130 got denied, they can't approve the 485.
Okay. So
a couple things. Number one, you know, they are very hard on Nigerian men who come on visit visas or student visas and marry U.S. citizens. Number two, it sounds like, and I'm assuming that you listed the prior marriage to wife number one and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I had to put my divorce certificate.
Did you and wife number one ever talk about her filing for you? Like, did you even get started on that process, or did it just never happen?
It just never happened. It was just a situation where I just knew that I think I got into this too fast, and I don't think I wanna, because I did realize that once I start the paperwork, it's my life.
So let's look at it from USCIS's point of view. From their point of view, I got a Nigerian guy who entered the United States on a visit visa, overstayed, he's out of status, he marries someone, they never get around to filing, they get divorced, and now he's suddenly married to person number two, and this person has filed for him, and they haven't submitted a lot of evidence. We sent them a request for evidence. They still didn't send us a lot of evidence, or we didn't get it at all. So it sounds like, I mean, if you're asking me what you need to do, I think you need to file a new I-130 and a new 45 and file a stronger case.
Okay.
But it's a pretty high hurdle. I'm not saying you're not going to get your green card, but like their knives are out for men from Nigeria right now. Like they're looking to, so you've got to really, like, I would have a long affidavit from dad, a long affidavit from you telling your whole story, a long affidavit from your wife. Like this case needs a lot of work. A lot of red flags.
Okay.
So if you're asking me, Jim, what do you think the chances are of me getting a green card right now? I'd say probably about 20%, but you got to like work your ass off. You got to file a big old case, a strong case. There's a lot of evidence that needs to be developed. You can't be waiting for them to send you a request for evidence for more. You know, now that you have your driver's license or your ID and your social security number, and you know, now, I mean, they don't buy that. They don't buy that my wife has bad credit stuff. I don't think they buy that at all. So okay. It's a lot. If you want our help, let me know. Okay.
I do. So what do I do right now? Because I had called your office yesterday.
Yeah, we're closed all week. So but you can, if you send this email, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and just say I'm Ogunube. I was just on the show and talking to Jim. I spelled it wrong. Hold on. hackingimmigrationlaw.com. I'll see that, or someone else will see that, and we'll get back to you in the next couple of days. Okay.
All right. So you think the best thing for me is like to file a stronger case, pretty much?
Yeah, and start over. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. See you, buddy. Thanks for the call. Yeah, we've had a lot of good calls today. This is the Immigration Answer Show. I got time probably for one or two more calls. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. This is episode number 505 of the Immigration Answer Show. Our next show will be on Monday, January 2nd. No, that should be Tuesday, January 2nd. Sorry. Tuesday, January 2nd at 1 p.m. Central. 1 p.m. Central. So no show on New Year's Day, and then the show is a little early on Tuesday, the 2nd of January. Didier's here. Hello, Didier.
Yeah, hello, Jim.
How you doing, man? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So I have a question. I came into America with a CR1 visa, and it expires on April 24th. And 3 months ago, I decided to join the army.
Okay.
Yeah. So joining the army, I know I'm in the process of applying to have my citizenship through the army. But we have 2 weeks BVL, that is Christmas leave. So I came back, then I received an email from USCIS to apply for removal of condition. So my question is, should I apply for the removal of condition, or should I just wait for the citizenship process with the army?
I don't know the answer to that, but my understanding is that if you entered on a CR1, that nobody becomes a citizen unless they get the conditions removed. Like that's a legal impediment, legal bar on getting your citizenship. So I think you have to do a 751.
Okay, so I will have to apply to remove that. So can I
I
apply that
believe
to?
so. I believe so. I don't know for sure, but I believe that's true.
Okay, so I'm going to. So should I apply that? I can apply it by myself, or should I apply it through you guys?
Yeah, we can help for sure.
Okay, because I normally it says I have to apply 90 days before the expiration of my green card, but
Right.
I'm going back. I'm going back on because I'm still on BCT, so I'm going back on the second. So I'm not gonna be available because we don't have phones, and we just basically have 15 minutes a week.
What's your 90-day window? When's your 90-day window start?
The 90 when the videos once I put on the calculator on the USCIS website, it
Yeah.
says I have to apply on the 25th of January.
January. Yeah. Shoot me an email and we can get it all ready and then we can file it in the right window.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Bye, Didier. Thank you for your
Take care,
service
James.
too, buddy. Yep. See ya. All right. Ricky, don't lose that number. What up, Ricky?
Hey Jim, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for taking me in. And I have a question. So I'm a green card holder right now, and I went to BMV, like license branch, to renew my license last month.
Ricky, I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay, so I said I'm a green card holder, and I went to driving license branch last month to renew my license, and they register me to vote. So when I got the registration form, I was like not sure how I got it. So I went to the election board office. I asked them how I got it, and they told me that you registered through license branch. And then I told them like I'm not a citizen, I should not have that. And then they said there's a form you need to fill out, and then we'll cancel it. So I fill out that cancellation form, submitted it, and they told me okay, it's canceled. So now my question is, when I'm going to apply for citizen, I still have like a year left to apply for my citizenship. What should I do about that register to vote?
Well, first of all, you need written proof that's been canceled. You need written proof.
Okay, yeah, I asked for that, and they said you can check it online on the website. So when I was registered, it was showing active, and when they cancel it, right now I'm checking it, it's showing no record, like no match found on the voter
So
registry.
that's not good enough. I would go back to the fools that registered you and say, I need proof that this was withdrawn.
Okay, so I need to go back to the election, like
Yep.
board office.
Yeah. Say, I need proof. I need proof that this has been withdrawn. I'm applying for my citizenship. You guys have screwed up my citizenship application. I need written proof that this has been withdrawn. And then you need a timeline. When you apply for citizenship, you're going to have to say, yes, did you ever register to vote? And then you're going to have to explain to them what happened.
All right, so will I be in like in any kind of trouble for that?
I don't think they'll be happy about it. I think that you should be okay, but like you're going to need to walk them through like as soon as I found out, I went down to the election board and I said, "Hey, morons, I can't vote. I'm a green card holder. So you need all the documentation of it, okay?"
Okay, and like you guys do these things, like if I hire you to help me out for this.
We would help if you were hiring us to do the citizenship, we would do it all in there. Otherwise, you just need to document it now, and then there's no real job for us to do right now.
Like I was wondering if I need like to take a lawyer with me at my interview, so we can.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, Jim. So I'll go ahead and go to the office again and ask them if they can give me anything.
Yeah. And if you email me, Ricky, I can walk you through what you need to tell them at the election board. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I email you.
All right. See you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. I think we got time for one more. Let's go to Eric. Hello, Eric. You're on mute.
Hi. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Thanks for your time. Just real quick, spoke with you maybe a few months ago. I'm not sure. Still waiting for the decision on my I
It's breaking up, Eric.
besides waiting, what your suggestion is
Can't hear Eric. Sorry about that. Menashe's here. Menache,
Hi, how are you?
great. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm on an H-1B visa. So I heard about the pilot project that I want to start in January.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to confirm about that. I got my H-1 while Lista was here. So I didn't have to go back home to get my visa stamped in my visa.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know, because I didn't understand when I actually read, like, is it only India and is it only two countries that are getting the H1 stamped in January, or everyone else can try?
How about this, Menashe? I need to know more about the program. I need to research it. And how about if I research it on Tuesday's show? When I do the show on Tuesday, I'll lead off with the answer to your question. I don't know the answer right now, but I'll find out and I'll let you know on Tuesday.
Okay, it's a H1B visa. It's a work visa.
Yeah. No, I know. I've been goofing off because it's Christmas and everything. So I'll look it up and I'll have a full report on that on Tuesday. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Have a great day. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. Thanks for joining me. It was fun. I missed you guys. Hope you all have a great end of the year. We'll be back on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Bye now.